Hey y'all, it's Crissy O here from Crissy O's Clucky Chronicles YouTube channel and CrissyOShow.com. Now today's vlog, it's kind of a little tender one, okay? Here's what I was thinking. I'm just wondering if our farm friends, chickens, my ducks, my quails, and turkeys, I wonder if they grieve when they lose a flock mate or a friend. Now, I just want to say thank y'all for being here. I love sharing these thoughts with y'all. And I've seen some quiet moments after a loss on the farm here, and it just got me thinking, let's just explore this together, keeping it light and open. Nothing cruel, nothing mean, but you can drop your own stories in the chat. And let's just ponder as a wonderful little homesteading, farmsteading, chicken tender community. Now we're observing behavior in the flock all the time because, let's face it, things change all the time. So first of all, I want to let's just start with only what we see. So when a chicken passes, say like my Linda who got cancer and we had to have her put down. Now, the others, they might pick around or spot for a day or two, or they might cluck a little bit softer. They just seem to change. Now, ducks, like my Jane Lily, sometimes would swim in tighter circles if one of her friends is gone, quacking a bit more, that kind of thing. Now, quails, those tiny little fluff balls might huddle closer together, and my turkeys can just stand still and kind of seem to gobble less. And when I looked it up, it said studies from the Journal of Applied Animal Welfare Science, they suggest that some birds actually do show changes, like less feeding or altered calls. But it's still hard to say if it's grief like what ours would be. I assume, but I don't know. I don't think anybody really knows. I think we can assume. Now, I've noticed my flock acting off after the loss of Swirly Temple, and man, it really does tug at my heartstrings. So, maybe they just missed the pecking order, the buddy system, or maybe it's just them adjusting. Now, experts do say that their social bonds are super strong, and I believe that with all of my heart. And chickens recognize up to 100 flock mates and 100 faces, and they understand probably more than what we think. And ducks, they form those bonded pairs, but it's still, is it sadness? I like to think it is. So we're going to keep watching and we're going to keep wondering. So what do y'all actually think? Just keep the comments very non-cruel if you can, because everybody has an opinion, and I think that everybody has valid opinions, and those opinions do matter, especially when it comes to observing behavior in your flock when one of the flock mates or an animal on your farm or homestead does pass. Now here's where it kind of gets interesting. It's like an emotional disconnect. How do their emotions stack up to ours? Okay, let's just put that out there. So humans, we grieve deep. It's a deep, deep grief. We hold those memories because our brains, they got that prefrontal cortex for complex feelings. Chickens, ducks, quails, and turkeys, well, their brains are smaller and they're wired for survival, eating, nesting, flocking. And research from the University of Bristol says they feel stress and discomfort, but deep sorrow, I don't know. It could be a stretch we might project. It might be something that they feel or they don't feel. I know that they feel stress. I know that they feel discomfort. But deep sorrow, I'm not really for sure. I can't say concretely. Everybody has their opinions, and that's perfectly fine. And we love our flock. So, we see a quiet duck and we think, oh, she's mourning. But maybe she's just figuring out a new swim pattern. Maybe she's figuring out who's going to be in her pecking order since there's less of them. And turkeys, they might strut less because the group's off balance, Maybe because they're sad or they're not sad. But our hearts want to connect. And that's the beautiful part that makes us care. It makes us care, and it makes us love our flock, and it makes us love our animals on our farms and our homesteads that much more. Their world might be a whole lot simpler than what we think, and they might be focused on the next little grain on the ground, the next piece of grit. So my question is do we see our emotions in them? I have to also think, why do we wonder if they grieve? Maybe, just maybe, it's because we as humans, we're wired to love. And we do. We love our animals, no matter what we use them for. Doesn't matter if they're food for our families, if they're for, pets, if they're for whatever your purpose is for your farm and your homestead. We as humans are wired to love. So we want to make sure in that love for our animals, no matter what we're doing to care for them, to keep them, whatever it is that we do, we want to make sure that we're humane about it. So in that love, you got to think. Because when my quail went quiet after its mate passed, I felt this huge lump in my throat. I was just imagining her like, oh my gosh, it's her boyfriend. She's missing him. But psychologists call this anthropomorphism, like giving human traits to animals. It's why we name them and we cheer their quirks. Like with chickens clucking less or ducking, ducks just like ducking things and doing ducky stuff and chicken stuff and quail stuff. And, if they're paddling along or they're by themselves, we might see some of our own loss reflected in that. But here is the flip. Maybe they don't grieve like us. Their instinct kicks in pretty quick. And if you notice when you're watching your flock or your animals on your farm or your homestead, new leaders actually emerge. New bonds do form. A turkey might gobble again once the flock settles itself down. It's not cold, it's just different. I like to think they're feeling something, a flicker of change, but we can't really know for sure. It just keeps them guessing. It keeps everybody guessing. And it keeps us gentle with them. To me, that's a big win. So what do you see in your flocks? Let me know. Now, watching my pet chickens, ducks, quails, and turkeys after a loss totally brings a mix of wonder and warmth. So, do they grieve? Maybe a little. Maybe not like us. But let's leave it open for each of us to just feel. Just feel it. Now, I've learned to give them extra lovies when there's like a quiet day or there has to be a new fresh start. I also don't judge. There's no judging here. So I want to make sure that you guys understand that you can share your gentle thoughts in the chat. And I just appreciate all y'all for just pondering and wondering with me and thinking about these things. Because I think there's a little bit more going on than what anybody will ever know. It's not like they can tell us, I don't speak chicken, duck, or quail, or turkey. I mean, I know what most of their little antics mean, but you can't ever know for sure. But it's just nice to know that there's good people out there in the world who farm, who homestead, who have backyard, whatever it is they do, a combination of, farmsteading, homesteading, whatever you want to call it. We're humane, we're human, and with our emotions makes us a good steward of how we raise our animals, what we use them for, and the humane ways that we do it and go about doing things. We're some of the most resilient humans on the planet that garden, that tend flocks, that tend animals, that do all these things. And again, it doesn't matter if you use them for feeding your family meat or eggs, or you're raising them for other people, for chicks, for whatever it is that you use your animals for, you tend to your animals for. You still have a heart, just like me. And you want to make sure that you provide all the necessities and all the great things that you do. I kind of like to give them those little emotions and those little quirks and those little personalities because it's fun, and it also brings a smile and a joy to us just because we love what we do. And I'm glad you guys love what you do. So do me a big favor and subscribe for more. I heart y'all great big. We're just going to keep the love going and growing. And you can let me know in the comments below what you think and what you feel. And like I said, there's no right or wrongs here. Everybody's got their own opinion, and we're all entitled to our very own opinion. So we're not judging anybody, and we're not attacking or accusing anybody. It's just something to really think about and wonder what it means and wonder what it could mean. But as long as we're doing right by our animals, no matter what the situation is, no matter what you're farming for, no matter what you're homesteading for, just know that I heart you great big, and you're doing a good job. Just like I'm doing a good job, you're doing a good job too. So if you think they feel grief, they feel grief. You know your flock way better than I know. I know my babies. So I'm glad we got to share this little moment. Anyway, do me a favor. Go to the website at CrissyOShow.com. Click on the affiliate links there. We've got Tractor Supply, True Leaf, Uncle Jim's Worm Farm, and Grub Terra. Every little thing helps my little flocks out, because when I lose a little flock member or a little flock star, I definitely will get another one. Chicken math, duck math, quail math, and turkey math is real, y'all. So anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. And just have a very good day. And if you can't be good, y'all, just be good at it.